Alright guys, now the ninth question. The angle of elevation of the top of a building from the foot of the tower is 30 degree. The angle of elevation of top of a building. So there is a building standing on ground. From the foot of a tower is 30 degree. So let the tower be here. So from foot of the tower to top of building, it is 30 degree. Alright. And the angle of elevation of the top of a tower from foot of the building to top of the tower is 60 degree. Alright. And from the same point, the angle of elevation of it was a different question. If the tower is 50 meter high, so tower is 50 meter high. Alright. Find height of the building. So we have to find height of the building. Let it be h. Now to find height of the building, we need to use this, but we do not know this or this. So I'll mark this as x. Let's say, how can we find this? By using this triangle, right? We have 60 degree angle, we have one side, which means we can find the other side. So 60, opposite side, adjacent side. So opposite and adjacent, for that we always use tan. So tan 60 equal to opposite side, that is 50 by x. Tan 60 is root 3 equal to 50 by x. So x equal to 50 by root 3. Right? This goes up, this comes down. So rationalizing into root 3 into root 3. So we get x equal to 50 root 3 by 3. So this distance is 50 root 3 by 3. Now we have one side in this triangle, right? In this triangle. So now again we can use tan. Why? We have 30 degree, we have to find opposite, we have adjacent. So tan 30 degree will be equal to opposite by adjacent, that is 50 root 3 by 3. Now denominator always goes up. Here tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3 equal to, this 3 will go up, 3h by 50 root 3. Now this root 3 and this root 3 will cancel. I will show you how. We have to find h. So I will transpose this. So 50 root 3 will come up. 1 into 50 root 3 is 50 root 3. By this 3 will come down, 3 into root 3, 3 root 3 equal to h, 3 root 3 1s are, will cancel. So what do we get? H equal to 50 by 3. Now guys, if you remember from junior classes, this is a vulgar fraction or improper fraction. We have to convert it to mixed fraction. Remember, whenever you have an improper fraction, what is improper fraction? When numerator is greater than denominator, it is called a improper fraction, and these fractions always should be converted to mixed fractions. So 50 by 3, we divide 3, 3 ones are 3, 2 0, 3 6 are 18, 2. Now how do we convert? Just move this anti-clockwise once. So 16 is here, it will come here, and 3 is here, it will come down, and this remainder will go up. So what do we get? 50 by 3 is 16, 2 by 3 meters. This is the final answer. I hope you have understood how I did this. You just have to move it anti-clockwise one step. So this 16 comes here, this 3 goes down, and this 2 comes up. The 10th question, guys. Two poles of equal heights are standing opposite each other on either side of a road. So let this be the road width. One pole is on one side of the road, other pole is on other side of the road, and they are of equal heights. Alright. Which is 80 meter wide. The road is 80 meter wide. So this is 80 meters. Alright. From a point between them on the road. So let's say this is the point between them on the road. The angles of elevation of the top of the poles are 60 and 30. So let's say angle of elevation to top of this pole is 60 degree and angle of elevation to top of this pole is 30 degree. Alright. Respectively. Find the height of poles and distance of the point from them. So we have to find the height of poles. So let the height of this pole be x, which means this also will be x. Why? Because they are of equal height. And they have asked us to find the distance of this point from the two poles. So let this be y meters, which means this will be 80 minus y meters. Remember, the whole thing is 80. So if we take this as y, this will be 80 minus y. Now we have our two triangles. Now we can use I'll use this triangle first. Why? Because I have it in terms of x and y. So this is the angle opposite and adjacent sides. So tan 60 degree will be equal to x by y, right? So tan 60 is root 3 equal to x by y. I'll transpose, I'll get root 3y equal to x. So we got a equation y in terms of x or x in terms of y, right? Now use the second one. This is the angle opposite and adjacent sides are involved. So again we take tan 30 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is 80 minus y. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to x we have as root 3y by 80 minus y. Now I'll transpose this side and that side. I'll get 80 minus y into 1, that is 80 minus y. This into this and this into this will become root 3 into root 3, 3y. Now I transpose minus y that side. I get 80 equal to 3y plus y. So I get 80 equal to, this is y, 3y plus y, 4y, which means y equal to 80 by 4, which means y equal to 4 ones are 20s are 20 meters. So we got this distance as 20. Now how much will this be? 80 minus y, that is 80 minus 20, that is 60 meters, right? So we got distance of the point from the two poles, that is 20 meters and 60 meters. Now we just need to find x. We can either use this or we can use this. I'll use this triangle. So again tan 60, this equal to opposite by adjacent, that is x by 20. Otherwise what you can do is you can actually directly substitute it here. You don't even have to take that. We have x equal to root 3y. So x equal to root 3 into 20, that is from 1, right? This is how you will write it, from 1. X equal to root 3y, root 3 into 20. So x equal to 20 root 3 meters, which means height of the tower is 20 root 3 meters and the distance of the point from the two poles is, on one side it is 20 meters, one side it is 60 meters. Now the 11th question, guys, for this they have already given the figure. So we'll just copy the figure first. Right? This is 60 degree, this is 30 degree, this is 60 and this is 20 meter. Okay. They have already given us a figure. What is the question? A TV tower stands vertically on a bank of a canal. So this will be the canal. If this we consider as a TV tower, this is the canal. Alright. From a point on the other bank directly opposite the tower, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 60. Right. From another point 20 meter away from this point. So we go 20 meter away from that point. From this point on the line joining this point to the foot of the tower. So in line with the foot of the tower, that is what they mean. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 30 degree, right? Find the height of the tower and width of the canal. So we have to find height of the tower, let it be h, and let the width of the canal, that is this much, let it be x. Alright? So again we have two unknowns, we have two triangles. First we'll use this triangle. Opposite side and adjacent side are involved. So we take tan 60 equal to opposite, that is h by adjacent x. Tan 60 is root 3 equal to h by x. I'll transpose x on that side. So we get root 3x equal to h. So we got one equation. Now the second triangle, this whole triangle, right? Again we have tan 30 degree opposite and adjacent sides. So we get tan 30 degree equal to opposite side, that is h, by adjacent side, that is the whole thing, that is 20 plus x. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to h. Now we have h as root 3x, so instead of h I can write it as root 3x by 20 plus x. Now 20 plus x into 1, 20 plus x equal to root 3 into root 3x, 3x. Now I transpose this x, so I get 20 equal to 3x minus x. So 20 equal to 2x. So x will be equal to 20 by 2, that is 10 meter. So we got the width of the canal 10 meter, right? We got the width, that is x. Now to find h, I have from this h equal to root 3x. So h equal to root 3 into x, that is 10, which means height of the tower is 10 root 3 meter. Now the 12th problem, guys. From the top of a 7-meter high building. So we already have a building, let it be, let's say it is 7 meters. They have given the height of the building is 7 meters. The angle of elevation of the top of a cable tower is 60 degree. So angle of elevation of the top of a cable tower. So there is another tower which is the cable tower, and since we are getting angle of elevation, the tower is bigger than the building. Remember that. The angle of elevation of the top of a cable tower is 60. So angle of elevation of the top of the cable tower. So again with horizontal we have to consider. So angle is 60 degree. Okay. And the angle of depression to its foot. So angle of depression to its foot, which means what? This will be 45. This is angle of depression. If this is 45 degree, this also will be 45 degree. Remember, like I said, alternate angles. So if angle of depression is 45 here, this angle also will be 45 degree. Alright. Determine the height of the tower. Now they have asked you to find this whole height. Now since this is 7, this also is 7, right? Why? Because this is parallel to this and these two are also parallel to each other. This also makes 90 degree, 90 degree, which means it's a parallelogram. So this will be equal to this. We just have to find this much part, that is x, let's say. Now if you see this triangle, this one, we have both unknowns, like we do not know this, we do not know this, we do not know even a single side, which means before finding this we need to find this. So let it be y, which means this also is y, right? Now if we see this triangle, we have one angle and one side, which means we can find the other side. So this is the angle opposite and adjacent. So we have tan 45 equal to opposite by adjacent, opposite side by adjacent side. Tan 45 is 1, so 7 by y equal to 1, so y equal to 7 meters. So we got this distance, which is 7 meters. So this is 7, we got this, so this also will be 7. Now using this triangle, we have 60 degree opposite side and adjacent side we are using. So again tan 60 degree equal to opposite, that is x, by adjacent, that is 7. Again 60 degree is root 3 equal to x by 7. When I transpose, I get x equal to root 3 into 7, that is 7 root 3 meters. So now we got this as 7 root 3 meters. But what is the question? Height of the cable tower, which means the total height. So height of cable tower will be 7, this plus this, that is 7 plus 7 root 3. So if I take 7 common, I get 7 into root 3 plus 1 or 1 plus root 3 meters. Alright, the 13th question, guys. As observed from the top of a 75-meter high lighthouse. So there is a lighthouse which is 75 meter high. So it has to be on the ground. So 75 meter high. As observed from top of 75 meter high lighthouse from the sea level. So let this be the sea level. Instead of ground we have sea level now. Alright. The angles of depression of two ships are 30 and 45. If one ship is exactly behind the other on the same side of the lighthouse. So one ship, let it be here, the other ship is exactly behind it on the same side of the lighthouse. So the angle of depression of two ships are 30 and 45. 30 and 45. Now guys, can you tell me which will be 30, which is 45, which will be the smaller angle, which is the bigger angle? As the further you go, the angle will reduce. The nearer you come, angle will increase. Understood? So 30 will be here and 45 will be here. Now they have said angle of depression from here. So remember, this angle equal to this angle, this whole angle equal to, this is 45 degree, this is 30 degree. So alternate angles I took and I got 30 degree here and 45 degree here. So the further you go, the angle will reduce. So the nearer angle will be the greater angle. Alright. Find the distance between the two ships. So we have to find this, let it be x and let this be y. Why? Because we have two unknowns. To find this, first we need to know this or the whole thing, right? Now see the first triangle, this triangle. What do we have? 45. We have opposite side and we need to find adjacent side, which means we'll use tan. So tan 45 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is y. Tan 45 is 1 equal to 75 by y. When I transpose 1 into y equal to 75 meters. So I got this as 75 meters. Now the second triangle, this whole triangle, using that I have angle here, opposite side and adjacent side. So again tan 30 degree will be equal to opposite, that is 75, by adjacent, that is this whole thing, 75 plus x. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 75 by 75 plus x. Transposing 75 plus x into 1, 75 plus x into 1 is 75 plus x equal to 75 into root 3, 75 root 3. Now I'll take 75 this side, I get x equal to 75 root 3 minus 75. If I take 75 common, it becomes root 3 minus 1. So what is the distance between the ship? 75 into root 3 minus 1 meters. A 1.2 meter tall girl spots a balloon moving with the wind in a horizontal line at a height of 88.2 meters. So she spots it here, moving with the wind. Okay, the angle of elevation of the balloon from the eyes of the girl at any instance is 60 degree. So when it was here, it was 60 degree. After some time, the angle of elevation changes to 30 degree. As you go further, the angle reduces. So this is 6, for this triangle it is 60, for this triangle it is 30. Okay. Find the distance travelled by the balloon during the interval. So how much distance has it travelled? So we have to find this, how much it is, which means that is same as this. So I'll take this as x. Alright. So this is what we need to find, and let this part be y. Now guys, they have said that height of the balloon is 88.2, but she is seeing from here. So we have to consider this line. So this much will be 1.2, which means how much will be the remaining point? 88.2 minus 1.2, that is 87 meters. So we have this as 87, we have this as x, this as y. If this is 87, this also will be 87 from here till here. So now considering this triangle, what do we have? Tan 60 equal to opposite, and we can find the value of y. So opposite and adjacent side involved. So tan 60 degree equal to opposite by adjacent. Alright. So tan 60 is root 3. So when I transpose this y this side, it becomes root 3 into y, root 3y equal to 87 meters. Which means y equal to 87 by root 3. Which means we have to rationalize the denominator into root 3 into root 3. So we get 87 root 3 by 3. Is this divisible by 3? Yes. 8 plus 7 is 15. So 15 is divisible by 3. Hence this is divisible by 3. 3 ones are, 3 twos are 6, 27, 9. So what do we get? Y equal to 29 root 3 meters. So we got this much part as 29 root 3. Right? Now taking this triangle, the second triangle, this much. What do we have? Again we have 30 degree angle, opposite and adjacent. So tan 30 degree equal to opposite, that is 87, by adjacent, that is this whole thing. So 29 root 3 plus plus x. What is it? 29 root 3 plus x. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 87 by 29 root 3 plus x. I will transpose 29 root 3 into 1. 29 root 3 plus x into 1 is same thing, equal to 87 root 3. Now taking this that side, I get x equal to 87 root 3 minus 29 root 3. Taking root 3 common, I get root 3 into 87 minus 29. So 87 minus 29, which means this becomes 7, this becomes 17, 17 minus 9, 8, and 7 minus 2, 5. So I get this equal to 58 root 3 meters. Hence the distance travelled by the balloon is 58 root 3 meters. Alright guys, now the 15th question. A straight highway leads to the foot of a tower. Okay, let this be the tower and let this be the highway. A straight highway leads to the foot of the tower. Alright. A man standing at the top of the tower observes a car at an angle of depression of 30. So let the car be here. He observes the car at an angle of depression of 30. So here it will be 30, which means this also will be 30. Here it will be 30 degrees, which means this also will be 30 degrees. Alright. It is approaching the foot of tower at uniform speed. 6 seconds later, the angle of depression of the car is found to be 60. Since the angle is getting greater, it means it is moving towards the tower. The further you go, smaller the angle. So if the angle is getting more, it means it is coming towards the tower. So somewhere here, 60. After 6 seconds, okay. Find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower from this point. So you have to find the time taken for the car to go from here to here. Alright guys, now first thing, they have not given us height of the tower, so let us take it as h. Now they have said it takes 6 seconds to come from here to here. The moment they are talking about speed, it is a speed formula. So speed is equal to distance by time. We need to find the distances first. So distance equal to speed into time. So let this be the distance. Okay, let the time taken to move from here into here is 6. So the distance traveled is 6 into t, right? Distance is speed into time. The time they have given is 6 seconds. We do not know the speed. So sorry, 6 into s. Alright. So the distance moved here is 6s. And from here, let the time is t, and the distance also we do not know the speed and distance. So this distance will be st, the time into speed into time. Alright. Now since they have talked about speed and time, remember this is a speed, you have to use this formula, speed equal to distance by time. We need to first find this distance. What is distance though? Speed into time. When t goes there, it becomes speed into time. So for this, how much time did it take? From here to here it took 6 seconds. So the distance t is 6 into s. Like the speed will be s itself. So the distance travelled here will be 6s. And from here to here, how much time he has taken, we have to find. So let the distance be s into t. We neither know the time and speed is not known. So we got our two triangles. Now first I'll take this triangle. 60 opposite and adjacent side. So tan 60 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is st. Tan 60 is root 3. And when I take st this side, root 3 st equal to h. That is what we get. So this is our first equation. Root 3 st is h. For the second equation, what do we get? This whole triangle we have to take. Tan 30 degree equal to opposite by adjacent, that is st plus 6s. This whole thing. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3. H can be written as root 3 st by st plus 6s. Transposing st plus 6s into this, one is st plus 6s itself. Root 3 into this is root 3 into root 3, 3st. Now st I'll take on that side. I'll get 6s equal to 3st minus st. So 6s equal to 3 minus 1, 2st. Right? Now what do we need to find? We need to find t. So I'll transpose 2s this side. So what do I get? When I transpose this 2s this side, it becomes 6s by 2s. S and s cancels, 2 1s are 3s are. So the time taken is 3 seconds. We did, guys, they have not asked us to find the speed, so we do not have to find it. Just by applying formula, we were able to cancel s and we got the time. Alright guys, now the last question, the 16th question, the angles of elevation of the top of a tower. So there is a tower and there is angle of elevation. Okay. from 2 points at a distance of 4 meter and 9 meter from base. So at a distance of 4 meter and 9 meter from base of the tower and in the same straight line, which means they are in the same side. They are not on opposite sides. Okay. With it are complementary. So angle of elevation of this and this angle and this angle are complementary. What does that mean? These two are complementary means this plus this becomes 90 degree. So let's say this is theta, this will become 90 minus theta. If you take this angle as theta, this becomes 90 minus theta. Now they have said this is 4 meters and this whole thing is 9 meters, which means this much is 5 meters. Remember this. Alright. Prove that the height of the tower is 6. So we have to show that the height h is 6 meters. Alright. We just have to prove this. Now how do we do? Now we'll take this triangle and this angle theta. We have opposite side and adjacent side, right? So tan theta will be equal to opposite, that is h, by adjacent, that is the whole thing, that is 9. Alright. We got, so tan theta equal to h by 9. That is what we got. Now take this triangle. What do we have? Angle opposite is h, adjacent is 4. So tan 90 minus theta equal to opposite by adjacent, that is h by 4. But guys, if you remember from trigonometry, tan of 90 minus theta is cot theta. That will be h by 4. Now cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta. So 1 by tan theta equal to h by 4. Now to find what will be tan theta, I'll take tan theta this side up. So this becomes 4 by h. When you transpose, this 4 will go up, this h will come down. Division becomes multiplication, multiplication becomes division. So I get tan theta equal to 4 by h. But I also have tan theta as h by 9. Here I am getting tan theta as 4 by h. So from 1 and 2, what do we get? H by 9 equal to 4 by h. Because tan theta is equal to this as well as this. Now transposing h into h square equal to 9 into 4, 36. So h is equal to root of 36. So h equal to 6 meters. Hence proved.